Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in the U.S. in Central Maryland. So good morning, whether you're, or just hello, whether you're joining me live or whether you're watching on replay. Glad to have you with me. And I have a technique that I'm going to share with you. Let me push this up a little bit. So this is called the watercolor acrylic block technique. And so what you will need for this technique is an ink pad, a block, and a spritzer. So, and you will need some shimmery white, shimmery cardstock. And I will show you in when I'm done my demonstration where you can find that in the catalog. So I have a piece of shimmery paper, and I don't know if you can see, but it's got the sparkle. It's almost like you've misted it with a sparkle or glimmer paper, Winkostella. Anyway, it's in the paper. And it's on both sides. It's pretty awesome. But because of that, it has a little bit of a coating that works well if you're trying to do some kind of water techniques. So this piece is the same size as my C block, and I have cut this to 2 1/4 by 2 1/2, which is 5.7 centimeters by 6.4 centimeters, and then I have a layer of gorgeous grape that is a little bit bigger. So it's 2 1/2 by 2 3/4, or 6.2 by 6.9 centimeters. So to do this technique, you would need your ink pad and your block. And let me, I'm going to be spritzing here in a minute, and a spritzer. And I filled this with water, it's just plain tap water. So you're going to ink up your block. And because it's acrylic, actually, you know what? I did not want to use this color. This is Gorgeous Grape. I want to use my Highland Heather. Okay, let me see where I put my Highland Heather. Okay, bear with me because this one's a little bit darker. Where is my Highland Heather ink pad? Oh, there it is, across the table. Nope, that's a Fresh Freesia. So there's Gorgeous Grape. Oh, wait, did I put it up there? Where could I have put? Okay, oh, I see it. It's on the other side of the table. Sorry. I didn't reset as well as I thought. Okay, so, Gorgeous Grape, no. Highland Heather, yes. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to wipe that block off using my chamois that's off to the side. All right, okay, all better. Now, so ink your block up, and I'm using Highland Heather because I wanted a little bit of not so dark, because I'm going to stamp on top of this. So I can see that I've got an ink all over. There's no patches missing. All right, so set your ink aside. Now this is the spritzer, and when you spritz, this little eye, you want to make sure that the eye is away from you. That's where the liquid is going to come out. And I'm going to spray kind of across, not directly on, and like 3 times. Oh, 1, 2. I think I need a little bit over that, so I'm going to go that way. All right, so now there is water on top of my ink. I'm going to bring in my shimmery paper, and I'm going to lay this on top, but I want to center it. So I'm going to turn it over, center it as much as possible with my head. Then I'm just going to press it down. And I'm going to hold it for a few seconds just so that water can move around and be absorbed into the shimmery paper. And voila, there you go. So now I've kind of had this watery color square, and you'll notice that I didn't quite get some water up there, and you can just let that dry. before you stamp on it, because we are going to be stamping a snowflake. I think that's dry enough. So I'm going to bring my ink pad, actually I'm going to set my Highland Heather aside and bring back the gorgeous grape, the darker purple. And I'm going to stamp a snowflake right on top of this. I'm going to ink that up and center it. There's my snowflake. Nice. And the other thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to create a card just like the one I did in my previous demonstration, but I'm going to use that as the focal piece instead of my larger snowflake. So I'm going to stamp, this is from the Frosted Flurry dies. I'm going to label, I'm just going to stamp my greeting in there, my sentiment that I love because of the font. Okay, so these are my pieces. This is the card that I made in my previous demonstration, and I have kind of constructed everything except for this last little bit. I thought I would put it together, and then you can see how you can kind of use the same template but with this technique. Now this might not, well, I guess if you were doing assembly line, you could do all your acrylic block stamping, watercolor stamping, and then assemble. So they have, stamp all the squares so they have a few minutes to dry, and then come back and layer and assemble. So yeah, I think this technique could also work for if you're doing a assembly line. So put this over here, center it, top right and on the right, kind of the same distance. Press that down so the glue can activate. Now I also stamped this on that shimmer, or I did the die cut on that shimmer paper and then just stamped on it like you saw. Now this, see, you have to kind of hold it down to make sure that all that glue adheres to the flocking. And then more dimensionals, because you know I'm a fan of dimensionals. So I use these just about on every project that I make. Well, that one got a little off center. There we go. And I just love the little bit of interest it brings to projects. Now I stick all my covers back on the sheet, and that gives me an easy way to transfer them into my crafting waste bin. And I'm going to put this a little bit lower because I want that snowflake kind of be the star of the front. And there's my envelope. Where are my, here we go, iridescent rhinestone. So I'll clean this up, and I think I'm going to put a large one right here in the center and center this. There we go. And then maybe, let's see, 2 over here, 1 there, and another little one. So just kind of down here, over here, yeah, down here. I think that's it. So that it's in a triangle. All right, so there, 2 different options. One, you just stamp straight away, or you can use this watercolor block and stamp with your acrylic blocks. So I wanted to show you some samples. So this is one I did with Petal Pink and Highland Heather, and then I stamped the little snowflake from the Joyful Flurry. So that could be a card front. I tried doing a simple card, And I might go back and add some things. I feel like this one needs a little something, but you can see you can change what size block. So this was the smallest block, and this was, oh, I can't remember what size block, but depending on the block, you'll get different, of course, you'll get different sizes. And I wanted to show you in the annual catalog where you can find these papers. So the Fresh Freesia is on page 122, and this will be retiring in 2023, this color. And the Gorgeous Grape is down here. And of course the white is over on page 123, basic white. And then the other things that were used was the Spritzer. It's on page 129. And you can put alcohol, you can combine alcohol with ink, or you can do a lot of things with your spritzer, but like I said, I just used water. And the shimmery paper is on page 140, shimmery white up here. You can get a pack of that. And then the iridescent rhinestones, ooh, where are they? Iridescent. Is that basic rhinestone? Oh, here we go. 7. Iridescent right here in the middle of the page on page 142. And then acrylic blocks on page 149. And I used block C for my demonstration. E was the largest block. I showed you that card, kind of a card front. And then A is the little one. So there you go. Get with a demonstrator who invited you to this this WooHoo weekend. If you have any questions, want to place an order, she'd be happy to help you. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have about this project or the technique that I have shown. Carol is coming up following me, and then Kim is after her. We have a break, and then it resumes, WooHoo weekend resumes at 5 p.m. Eastern with Tracy and Nancy, and I can't remember who's who, which one's going, but anyway, come back for more fun stamping. And until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye.